back at Queen's Park this week is MPP Sarah Jama, the independent representative for Hamilton Centre, is planning on putting forward motions as she fights to be heard in the legislature. Last October, Jama was removed from the NDP caucus, and the Ontario PCs voted to censure her in the House after she posted an online statement on October 10th calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, as well as a quote, an end to all occupation of Palestinian land. Sarah Jama joins us live now. Thank you for joining us and welcome to the show. You were, as we were just talking about, censured months ago, but you are still able to table motions in the legislature. You plan on doing just that to help those with disabilities this week. Tell us more about your motions.
Hi, thank you for having me. First of all, I'm really excited to be here. I'm tabling two motions with the ODSP Action Coalition. The first one is to tie the housing benefit portion of OW and ODSP, so our social assistance programs in Ontario, to the average market rent in the city that you live in. The second one is to just erase the clawbacks that disabled people tend to get on ODSP when you get married, partially to lessen the amount of gender-based violence that disabled people find themselves in when you get your benefits clawed back for entering an intimate relationship. And so these two motions were crafted by the disabled community, and I'm really excited to be putting them forward tomorrow.
Okay, how do you advance any of your motions when the PCs have voted to effectively silence you in the legislature, Ms. Jama? Do you worry about how that limits you as an MPP?
Not at all. We're fighting the censure in court, so I have a court hearing this week as well. So I'm hoping that will resolve itself within my term. But if it doesn't, I still plan to do as much work as I can. I plan to be very active in committee work. I can speak in committee. I can vote on important bills that impact my riding. And I can still table motions. I can't debate them. But most of the time, we're debating empty chairs because the Conservatives tend to only listen to themselves regardless. So what I'm hoping to do is collaborate with as many independents and as many opposition members that are willing to collaborate. And I've already reached out to as many people as I could to say, hey, I'm here. I have some great ideas that are being brought forward by my community and by folks in my riding. And I'm going to put my head down and do what I can to move this along, because it's not about individuals. It's about putting forward ideas that are good for the province.
I just heard you say that you were going to fight this censure. We know that a judicial review has been launched. The first hearing on that begins this week. Can you tell me more about what your expectations are from the process?
Well, I hope that the judge will find that the House didn't have the authority to limit my ability to speak based on a statement that I put up in front of online. So typically censures are used to police the behavior of someone in the House who's acting out of just out of pocket behavior. That's what it's been used for in the past. And me putting a statement online was outside of the jurisdiction of parliamentary behavior. That's my argument. So I'm hoping that the judge will see that I shouldn't have been censured, and the House didn't have the right to do that, especially in the context with which I put out my statement.
On Ontario's New Democrats, you were removed from the NDP caucus. There was a lot of reaction around Marit Stiles' decision. Have you talked to Marit since? Would you ever consider working with your old party again?
I'm willing to work with anyone and everyone. I'm not the one who decided to remove myself from the caucus. That decision was made without me. It doesn't mean I'm not willing to collaborate with folks or have those conversations. I have left the door open. I actually bumped into Marit at Queen's Park very briefly on my way out of announcing my motion. So I'm like, at the end of the day, it's not about personalities. I just want to get the good work of Hamilton Centre tabled and put forward. So I'm willing to work with anyone.
And Ms. Jama, you famously served Doug Ford with a cease and desist letter. You have threatened to sue him for defamation. This after he accused you of having a history of anti-Semitism. Are you still planning to sue?
I don't have a history of anti-Semitism. I think that's been made very clear by just what unfolded. There's still a genocide going on in Palestine. I don't take back what I said. And I think Doug Ford was acting out of pocket for his behavior in moving forward to censure me in that 8-hour debate, likening me to terrorist sympathizers, and then saying Israel had the right to defend itself. So yes, I think he was behaving out of pocket, and I intend to pursue the libel case.
Okay. Independent MPP Sarah Jama, thanks so much for making time for us here on CB24. We appreciate this conversation.